From Arkansas's breaking news leader, Fox 16 News at 9 starts now.
There's nothing I can say that is going to change the pain in their heart.
Does that scare you?
It does. It truly does.
Tonight, a fired Little Rock police officer who shot and killed a man earlier this year is opening up in his first ever interview. Good evening, everyone. Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Donna Terrell.
I'm Kevin Kelly. Charles Starks was fired by the Little Rock Police Department because he walked in front of Bradley Blackshire's car, ending in deadly force. His lawyer argues shots were fired before the policy violation and there were no options. In an exclusive interview, the former officer talks with Fox 16's Mitch McCoy about the shooting, where there's nothing off limits, and why he wants his job back. Mitch.
Kevin and Donna, good evening. The conversation lasted more than 50 minutes. Starks tells me he shouldn't have been fired, that he can be an officer again in the city of Little Rock, and believes he can help the community heal.
Every day we try to just find something positive to build off of.
Former Little Rock police officer Charles Starks says he lives day by day. He feels the Civil Service Commission, which upheld the city's decision to terminate him on a policy violation, judged the shooting, not the actual violation.
I'm disappointed more in the way that it appeared just hours into the beginning of the hearing, how it didn't appear that it was going to be an unbiased judgment.
How often do you think about the shooting?
In the past 7 months, there hasn't been a minute that's gone by that hasn't been in the front of my mind. Children's birthday parties, family gatherings, hanging out with friends, being with my wife, it's always there.
What do you think about?
I see the stare that I was given when I got out of the vehicle, asking to see his hands.
Though some things are a blur, Stark says he clearly remembers the fear he could be shot.
I was being hit by the car, and I was still concerned with a gun coming up from him.
Stark's chain of command cleared him of the policy violation, but Police Chief Keith Humphrey did not, and terminated Starks for walking in front of Bradley Blackshire's car.
Do you feel like you did anything wrong that day?
No. Do I have an incredible amount of guilt? I have guilt that what I did caused 5 children to not know their father growing up. But had I not done what I'd done, my child would have never known me growing up.
The Blackshire family has called Stark's actions destructive, but the former officer says his actions were prompted by Blackshire's actions.
Labeling them destructive by the meaning of that word, I took someone's life. That has destroyed their family, and understandably so. So while I may disagree with them labeling it as that, I understand why they would say that.
Starks feels he can be an effective Little Rock police officer again.
There's no doubt in my mind that if a judge sees this the way it should be done and overturns it, reinstating me, that I can play a vital role in not only making a difference in this community, but if allowed, helping this community heal.
He feels there's nothing he can say to the Blackshire family that would allow them to forgive him, something he knows about firsthand.
When I was 11 years old, my father was murdered by gunfire. The man that shot him never went to jail and is still living life as he wants today. I'm a God-fearing man, but to this day, I've never forgiven that man.
Earlier today, we reached out to the Blackshire family to let them know about our conversation with Starks. The family believes he intentionally stepped in front of the car and welcomes the Civil Service Commission decision to uphold the termination. You can read the family's full statement and watch the full conversation on our website. That, of course, is fox16.com. Kevin and Donna.
Okay, so the next step. His attorney appeals to circuit court. This ends up in court.
This is going to end up in court with circuit court ultimately making the decision if he has his job back or not.
In terms of his attorney there during the whole entire process, I mean, we can see in the graphic behind you, Starks, along with his attorney sitting next to you. At any point during your 50-minute interview, did the attorney cut you off and say, don't answer that question?
There were a couple points where the attorney picked up the answer to a couple of questions, and most of those questions center around LRPD training and policy when it comes to officers approaching cars from the front, which is what former Officer Starks did on February 22nd. When I asked Starks if he feels that LRPD failed him when it comes to training, if there's anything that LRPD needs to be doing right now to train officers, the lawyer picked up the answer to that and said, this is all pending litigation.
That makes sense.
And it's probably going to be, yeah, it's going to be a big part of the court case.
This was a really long conversation,
yeah.
50 minutes, but the whole thing is on our website right now for people to check it out.
Okay, all right, Mitch, thanks for bringing it to us.
Good job.
Now, weather to plan your day with Fox 16 Chief Meteorologist Jeff Baskin.
Well, certainly another blazing hot midsummer-like day, even though, yeah, we're 9 days into September, and it's just about as hot as any point during the summer with high temperatures in the upper 90s to around 100 degrees, 100 again in Camden, 98 in Hot Springs, 99 in Monticello, 97 the high temperature in Little Rock. Our normal high is in the upper 80s, so these temperatures quite a bit above average for this time of year. Temperatures this evening range from the 70s to the mid-80s, depending on where there's been some showers nearby. 85 in Hot Springs where there hasn't been any showers, but 74 right now in Monticello where there are some showers and a few thunderstorms. And those showers now pushing north and northwestward through parts of southeast Arkansas, now near Star City, moving to near Pine Bluff, Fordyce. You're getting some rain as well. Sheridan, expect some rain and a few thunderstorms to move your way. We're not talking about anything severe here. The overall trend with the lack of daytime heating, or the daytime heating diminishing, these showers will also diminish, and any severe threat, which is already minimal, will become even lower. And as we take a look at our forecast satellite and radar, any showers out there will die off over the next few hours, mainly dry by tomorrow morning. A good amount of sunshine for the morning, and then a few clouds for the afternoon. Wouldn't rule out a stray shower or two at daytime heating, but really doesn't look like much in terms of afternoon showers. Not as much as what we saw around today, that's for sure. So keeping rain chances below 20%, high temperatures back up into the 90s, although not quite as hot as today, but not really much cooler either. And we're not talking about any much cooler temperatures in your 7-day forecast. We'll have that coming up in just a few minutes.
Turning now to a Fox 16 crime alert. A Buddhist leader in Central Arkansas facing a battery charge this evening against a 9-year-old child. This after a law enforcement source tells Fox 16 the child showed up to school with marks on his body. According to the arrest report, the child's legal guardian, Key Wynn, was arrested at Pine Haven Elementary in Bauxite. Wynn, who also goes by Thich Han Hugh, serves as a leader and resident monk at the nearby Bat Naha Buddhist Temple. News of the arrest has surprised the town of about 500 people.
I guess it happens everywhere, but out here they stay on top of that stuff. We're not really off the beaten path, but you know, just people have lived here for years and years and years.
Wynn has since been released from the Saline County Jail after posting a $10,000 bond. He's due in court October 15th to face that second-degree battery charge. We're told the child was placed in DHS custody.
$200,000 in cash in a Chevy Tahoe. That's what an Arkansas woman is accused of offering a handyman in return for killing her estranged husband. Now she's being charged with conspiracy to commit capital murder. An arrest warrant says the elaborate plot by Mary Byers Diaz involved the handyman using a stun gun on her husband and then breaking his neck. From there, he was to put the body in a wrecked car to simulate a crash. Investigators say the handyman went to police, who gave him an undercover wire to wear while Byers Diaz discussed the plan. She will be in court Wednesday.
A breaking news update into Fox 16. Authorities in Pulaski County make an arrest in a shooting that happened earlier this evening. Police tell us that one person was shot. The injuries, not life-threatening. The person who was shot, not identified yet, but they say the shooting happened in the 5100 block of Beebe Circle.
Well, 3 attorneys in Little Rock file a complaint against a man who owns a deteriorating vacant building that sits right next door to their firm on West 2nd Street. Dodds, Kidd, Ryan, and Rowan law firm filed a lawsuit against the company called Rowan Development and its owner.
Yeah, members of the firm and people in downtown telling Fox 16's Rochelle Turner the longer the building sits, the more of a safety concern it becomes. Rochelle.
That's right, Donna and Kevin, good evening to you. The building has been vacant since the late 90s, and according to these court documents, the owner purchased the building in 2015. Now, last year, parts of the building fell onto the sidewalk, and now this fence is blocking off the area. Now you can see parts of weeds growing up out of the ground and sandbags that are falling apart. Now, take a look at this video from May of 2018. Pieces of that building fell onto the sidewalk, and firefighters had to knock off several other pieces. Fast forward a year and a half later, the law firm that sits right next door says nothing has been done. They're asking the owner, Jacob Chi, to fix the building, make it safe, or tear it down. The lawsuit also asks that the building be declared a nuisance. Several trees and plants are growing out of the windows, and many people say it's an eyesore to the downtown area.
It's in the way. People need to walk up and down the sidewalk. That's why they built these sidewalks, for people to walk. Now they got a fence around the sidewalk. You have to walk out in the street, might get hit by a car.
He's been telling us that he's going to have plans and is going to do things, but it's just never come to fruition. We want him to fix it. We want him to clean it up, tear it down, do something so it's not a danger to everybody.
Now, the lawsuit says Chi was cited in municipal court for failure to maintain the building and says he entered a no contest plea. Now, the law firm tells me that they're just trying to be good neighbors with Mr. Chi and find a solution to fix this problem. Tonight, we're live in downtown Little Rock. I'm Rochelle Turner, Fox 16 News.
I think most people would agree with the safety concerns, Rochelle. Did you get a chance to maybe reach out to Jacob Chi, and did he have any response?
I did try to reach out to Mr. Chi several times today. He owns several businesses here in the Little Rock area, and I reached out to several of the restaurants that he owns, but at this hour, we have not heard back from Mr. Chi. Back to you.
Well, if he does return your call, let us know. Thanks, Rochelle.